Forms listener allows you to more easily capture activity as users interact with Pardot Forms on your website or on your landing page. Now, once we enable some features, we're going to be able to publish. But before we do that, it's important to note that unlike most listeners, Pardot Forms does require some additional code implementation as a result of how they embed forms inside of an iframe. You can get that code and learn more by clicking this link. So once our changes are published, we're going to start to see data layer activity as Pardot Forms load and are submitted on our website. For example, you can see here the Pardot form loaded event has been pushed into the data layer. If you use a tool like Google Tag Manager's debug tool, you'll find these events are available as they're being read from the data layer by Google Tag Manager. You can then use Google Tag Manager to fire triggers and to capture variables from this data layer activity. As we make our way back into the ListenLayer interface, it's important to note that when you first turn on the Pardot Forms listener, you're not going to see any variable data in this screen. You'll first need to turn on some of the form activity features, place the additional code, and publish your changes. If the listeners are then working correctly on your website, they're going to collect information from the Pardot activity, including fields from the forms themselves, as well as characteristics about the form, such as the location and the form ID and other things. You can find those here, and then you can begin to use those to write custom rules for custom data layer values and browser storage. You can also manage specific events that flow into the data layer on this screen.